Okay. Your why factor, we'll get to that. But let's just start with this quote. Money can always be earned. Money can always be burned. Debts can be established and debts can be abolished. However, time is irreplaceable. Time cannot be granted and therefore overcompensates the value of money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. All right? So my question to you guys is, what are you going to do with your time at Student Loan Forgiveness Center? That's the main thing. You have all the tools available. You have everything that you need, that you can imagine. You've got the greatest sales manual that I think ever exists in this industry. You've got marketing that hand over fist is producing the best deals out there. One-pay deals. The highest split out of any company in the industry. By far. By a long shot. 35%. Hand over fist money. You've got our support. You've got an amazing certified financial planner managing the books, making sure that this thing stays alive. We're a completely compliant model. We've got massive things that are happening, massive things that you can be proud of. You know, so you got to ask yourself, with all of those things, what are you going to do to maximize your time? You know, Henry Ford wrote it. It's not the employer who pays the wages. Employers only handle the money. It's the customer who pays the wages, right? So if you look at that and dissect that, so it's not truly us that pays you, it's the customer. And who's responsible for getting the customer? You guys are. So that's what you're going to do with your time. You're going to maximize it. You're going to believe in it. So if my marketing develops the customers, and you're responsible for closing those customers, who is actually creating your paycheck in the end? It's the same person. It's you. So our why factor. This is very important. I know my why factor. I'll give you an example. My why factor, I'm a single dad. Okay, I had a pretty interesting life. You know, my father was an aggressive, massive VP of Guardian Savings. I mean, legitimately, my father was responsible for why Section 32 came to pass, where you can't charge more than 5.99% on loans, because he was charged 21, 23, 24. Guardian Savings at their Christmas parties, the owner would come out with a briefcase full of $1 million with a big old fan, whoosh, blow it all over the place. And that's the father that I had, and he wasn't around, and he was, you know, he was just an interesting guy, and so I didn't grow up with a father. So my why factor is to give my son, because now it's the complete opposite. I'm a fully vested father to my son, and my why factor is I'm going to give him the greatest life that he's ever had and ever can have with anyone else. I know for a fact that I will be the best father to him than any other father on the face of this earth who's ever been born and who will ever be born. And the only way for me to do that is to maximize my time in all that I do. So we got to look at it this way. Everyone has a number. I know my number. Daniel knows his number. But everyone has a number, and I want everyone to figure out what that number is. Your why factor, whether it's family, whether it's wealth, whether it's to own a business, whether it's to just have a situation where you can follow your passions that are not realistic unless you capitalize on money. Money. So we want to figure out what your number is. So that number I want you guys to write down. What, from now until the end of the year, how much money do you want to make? From now until the end of the year, here at SLF Center, how much money do you want to make? And then what you do is you figure out how many deals you have to close per week to make that. How many deals per month do you have to close to make that? You guys are going to write these things down. But if we back up and try to understand, like, why are we even in sales? Why not maximize your degree if you guys are degreed? Why not go get a degree? Why not maximize all the free money that was given out during our last presidential free-for-all, you know, and just do that and go to school? And go be a doctor for whatever reason. Or go be a IT director. Go do all these things and make a clean 120 a year. Why in sales? So we look at a few things here. It's quite interesting. 8% of Americans make $100,000 per year. 8%. 8%. There is no reason why anyone should be making anything less than $12,000 a month here. No reason. Absolutely none. Pretty much everyone on that floor made over $2,000 their first week. Maybe they didn't get paid that same Friday, but they all made over $2,000 their first week. With kinks in the road, changing phone systems, getting new headsets, having to shut down for a day so we can double the capacity of our computers, having to call AT&T and double our fiber optic speed, and they still made $2,000 their first week. Physicians, by the way, make $180,000 a year, 13 years of school. Lawyers make $145,000, 7 years of school, perfect record, by the way. You get in trouble, you get removed from the state bar. Research and development manager, those are programmers, they make $142,000 per year. Pharmacy managers, $130,000 per year. Software architects, these guys are like so legit. These are like Fortune 500 company salaries too, by the way. That's not, software architect down the street at, Henry's warehouse store. Solutions architect. Solutions architect is the person that legitimately, if a business is in completely dying needs, they're about to go bankrupt. Solution architect is the guy that has that crazy brain and just formulates the strategy and puts it down and this is what you need to do. And they make $120,000 per year. 0.08% of the world's population earns $100K. You close 60 deals per month here, you're making $149. Let alone any cash deals that you do. When I mean cash bonuses. Close 90 deals per month. Oh gosh, if I close anything less than 90 deals per month, when I was at Student Advocates, I was a straight loser. But here you pay $224, and there is paying me $12,000. $224,000. So if we look at that right, $224,000 closing 90 deals per month, you're making more than physicians. That is realistic. How do I know that? Because it's happening. I've got the marketing. It's all free for the taking. But what it really, boils down to, let's check out this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. He who loses money loses much. He who loses a friend loses much more. He who loses faith loses all. There's a good saying. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence for things not seen. Now, in the Greek, substance, right, it means underneath. Not like substance, like this substance of water. It means underneath. So really, if we look at faith, you're underneath the future, but you're believing in it so much, you're pulling the impossible to you right now. Almost like bringing time a year from now into your destiny at this very moment. You have to see it. You have to see those 90 deals. You have to see for yourself that this is what you are capable of doing. If not, then maybe why are you even in sales? This is so simple for you because I'm giving you the recipe. If anyone's ever had a cookbook and tried to cook a recipe, I remember when I first got my own apartment, it was a big deal. My stepdad who raised me, gave me a big old cookbook, and it was so cool because I felt so special. Back then, I was trying to, do what I do and, having, dates and dinner and stuff like that. And I remember the first time I used it, I cooked my own steak sauce recipe. And I was so proud of it. But I had the cookbook. I would have never been able to figure out how to cook my own steak sauce. But I had the recipe. It was crazy. I had to do like wine and tomato sauce and all these other things, and like boil it and then get it and then mix it. And it was a phenomenal steak. And it was the first time I ever did it. I'm giving you the recipe right here. And you guys are going to be able to do it over and over and over and over again, where it just ain't no thing. Now I cook steaks. I cook so many meals. I don't have to use any recipes. I don't use any measurements because it's second nature to me. So you can do that same second nature and close your 90 deals per month and walk out $250,000 a year. But it all starts with believing in yourself, because if you can't believe in yourself, then it's just going to crash. It's going to crash on you. You're going to get so caught up in your mind. Things are going to input in your mind, and it's just not going to work. You're going to have situations where you're going to see someone struggling. You got to just move on from it and get away from that aspect. Get away from that black hole. Let them figure it out. Maybe, if you have a moment, you bump into them. Hey, I believe in you. Go get them. But do not feed into anything. You are there. That is your that is your destiny. That is your business. You are here to make money for yourself. Not for him, and not for her. You are here to make money for yourself, not for him, not for her, not for her. Only for me, okay? I'm just kidding, but this is your destiny. This is what it is. You guys all chose to work here, so you have to believe that you're meant to be here. You have to believe in it. Because if not, then you wouldn't have taken the job. There's a million student loan companies out there. There's a million of them. I mean, that's like probably the most advertised job on Craigslist. And it's all over Indeed. I get little emails because I have an account in Indeed. And I get all these emails. 120 new student loan advisory job positions available. They're all over the place. So the thing that makes this different is that you have the support, you have the backing. But this is what we're going to look at here. The people that can dedicate themselves to what we're doing and as we're growing, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for these people right here. Look at those people right here. So the person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country. That's the definition of leader. We're looking for leaders. We're looking for results. You got to have results. Dependable. Are you here? Are you reliable? Or am I always getting the car broke down? This person's sick or traffic? Are you inspiring? It's not the employer who just inspires the rep. It's you guys who inspire us. There's a guy out there who inspires me. And he inspires me because he doesn't give up. And he's here and he drives a ways. And he's always here and he's dead. He inspires me. But I also inspire him. But he inspires me because I see his willingness and his tenacity and I know he's going to kill it. And his numbers are picking up. All one pays now. Oh yeah. Faithful. Faithful, are you telling the truth? Are you manipulating deals so you can get a cash pay? Are you treating your clients the way they're supposed to be treated? Grateful. I love grateful people. We put so much into this company, sweat, blood, and tears. I don't get much sleep because this is my life. This is my destiny. And the good news about it is that I share. So are you grateful for that? And if you can't be grateful in your own personal life, it's going to be very difficult for you to be grateful here. So truly, I'm looking for someone who's grateful in all areas of their life. Because if they're not grateful in their own personal life, then that personal life is going to interfere with this life. Even if things are messy out there, well, you can get it right in here to fix all that. But you should be grateful for it because it gives you an opportunity to be one of this. A leader in all areas of your life. And that's what we're looking for. Honest, get it done attitude. And the point is that we're looking for team leaders. Team leaders, they get 50% on their own personal deals. Okay? 50%. And they get a rip off the floor. Team leaders, minimum 20 grand a month. Minimum. 20 G's a month. But you're going to be working. You're going to be auditing calls. I'm going to show you how to audit calls. I'm going to show you how to track. I'm going to show you how to do things. You're going to get the best management experience you've ever had in your life. I don't care where you've worked. And on top of that, you're guaranteed an executive spot in our next venture. Because student loans ain't forever. But I'm going to know the hottest, the greatest, the most dialed in thing next. And when this thing saturates and we've ran that well dry, we're going to, boop, same office, just switch. And you get the same executive spot. And this is for the rest of our lives. We're looking at this trajectory 2 to 3 years, but possibly 5. And we do the next one, maybe that one's 3 years, 5. But legitimately, if you ride this pony and you stay faithful, you'll make a lot of money with us. Potentially where you could even net $1 million one of these days. You save your money the right way. Daniel's a financial advisor. We're teamed up financial advisors. Like legitimate. Show you how to manage money, make a profit off of it. It's all about conserving and not consuming. So you got to be responsible because you're going to make great money here. And that's really it. That's the snapshot. So, the why factors, I want you guys to all write down those numbers. Those are your own personal things. How many deals you need to close, what your number truly is. And then from there, we build on it. We build on it. But I have personal faith. I have my own faith for you guys. Each and every one of you. So if you're struggling with not believing, then believe that I believe. And then believe. Does that make sense? Any comments, questions, concerns?
That's awesome.
All right. So who's ready to enter the bullpen?
Rock and roll.
All right. All right. So why don't we go ahead and break